踊りましょう。決めてみせます。何点の出来です。
Before we get into today's video, I just want to remind you all about subscribing to the channel just in case you haven't, and if you have, thank you so much for your support. Violet is a light element unit from the Persona 5 collaboration in JP. She is an evasion damage dealer that wants to score critical hits. Most of her skills are quite short range, but she does have one very large AoE skill. Violet also has a very interesting counter that activates every time she evades a physical attack. She's mostly a selfish unit, although her duelist subjob does have a nice AoE resist buff to share with your teammates. Her role is similar to the assassin job that Venera has, in that she has an innate 4 move and 2 jump, and then her duelist subjob can actually give her a skill that gives her a further 1 move. She's going to be part of a light evasion meta that JP is currently experiencing alongside Locke from the Final Fantasy VI collab. I just can't wait for these two to both come to global so we can mix Elena in there too. Let's start by talking about the main kit. The first skill, like a bee, a game, is a weird translation. I don't know, maybe that's from the game. Someone can tell me in the comments below. So this skill, it's one of Violet's very short range skills, but it has a lower AP cost and a very nice 175 times mod. Once Violet gets close, this will be enough to finish off many units, especially if it crits. And then the fact that she has lots of AP, because this doesn't cost very much, that's a big deal. Then we have Brave Step. This is a 25% crit rate and crit damage buff. It's pretty nice considering that she can get another 20% crit damage from one of her passives, so she's going to be one of the most impressive critical hit units yet. Then we have Please Go. It's a 30 defense break with 165 times mod. It also hits twice and has the chance to paralyze the target. This is one of Violet's longest range skills with a range of 3. She also has 40% defense penetration, so she should be able to deal with the defense tanks between the break and then the penetration. Space Kill is one of the coolest animations in the game currently. The AoE is super impressive, and the size of it, it just makes it one of her longest reaching attacks. Even if you're only hitting one person, it just goes very far because of the AoE. If you crit with this, it's also going to break 15 AP from your opponent. So imagine hitting an entire team, critting on them, and taking 15 AP from each of them. If you get to EX jobs, it's also going to restore 10 AP back to you on a critical hit. So obviously, if you're using this skill and you're focused around it, then critical is a big way that you want to build Violet. Then we have Fascinate, Sandrion. This is a team buff, so 25 evasion for herself, and then she can also get that on her duelist subjob though, of course, and then 150 CT restoration on critical hits for your team and for herself. Now, you might not be building a full crit team, so this buff doesn't really impress me that much, just because she already has a 25% evasion buff on duelist that has other effects, so you might turn this one off. Not Yet is a courage buff. It's another evasion unit with courage. We know it's a good combination. Super excited for this upcoming meta. On to the sub job now, and we have Take a Step, That's It. It's another cool skill with a nice animation. This 3-hitter is going to be great for chaining. Blessing Booster is a buff that would be perfect on her main job to pair with her gunner sub. Oh well, it's on the sub kit, so it is a serious boost for damage if you don't go the crit route. Keep in mind she can only use so many TP skills when she has 4 move and will be gunning straight for your opponent, so you might have to sacrifice this to support the evasion side or the crit side of her kit. Next is her TMR, and the ability is Midnight Veil. This is a AP restore, so 20 AP plus the 12 you get for using the ability, and it decreases your chance of being targeted by 6. So if you're going to be running evade, I mean, it is nice not to be targeted by 100% hit attacks. However, I don't think you're as worried about using this, and there are better AP items to use. However, if you were going for a crit build and you're not building evasion, then maybe this is actually pretty important to help her keep a low profile so that she can go in and just deal some damage. Now let's take a look at her limit burst, and this is Sword Dance. It's a great looking LB with your standard 200 times potency. It also has a boosted crit rate, so if you have your buffs up for your crit damage, then this is going to hit for crazy damage. It also hits 3 times, making it nice for chaining. 43 AP is a lot, but you should be able to use this after a round of buffing. Still, it could be an AP sink without additional AP generating. TMR, she has a TMR that does that. We could use spells, we could use other things, but this just looks like it could be a very, very powerful attack. Violet looks to be a pretty competitive evasion unit. She has 17 evasion from her master ability and passives alone, and has more agility and luck than Elena does. So I think it's pretty safe to say she'll be very evasive. However, the only slash resist penetration she gets is from her counter, and it's very short-lived at 1 turn. She will be fairly squishy as well, with 0 missile resist and 5% magic resist, and a lot of the 100% hit attacks are from those damage types. She's definitely going to want Rob's VC, and you're going to want to have that courage buff active each and every single fight. I think that she's going to be fine with her short range attacks given her mobility, so watch out when she gets close to you. That's going to be it for this unit preview. Let me know if you're excited for Violet, or maybe you're worried about the light evasion meta. I know that I am, in particular in global, because we have Elena and JP does not. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and then I'll see you all in the next video.